Greetings, Ranger fans, and welcome to another Database Rangers Power Reviews review, where we are taking a look back at the classic episodes of Database Rangers Power Reviews as we continue our 100-week countdown to the 100th episode coming October of next year. Welcome to Sean, welcome to Lex, welcome to everyone still filtering in through the chat. Got some good news going on this week. Welcome, Scott. I have officially finished my classes now. I'm just working on my grading. We're going to have a few days of extra help for my students, and then the school year is fully done for me with teaching. Number two, yesterday, I finally got my pickup shots done that I was missing for episode 93. So, hopefully by this weekend, I should be able to release a proper trailer and release for episode 93 coming out later this month. I know we've had to wait for a long time, but 93 is finally coming. Good evening, Jenny. Good evening, Dan. Good to see you both. So yes, episode 93 is on the way. Conversations in Context. I should be able to get out this weekend now that I'm now that I got out the last bit of stuff I need to get done for my classes, and I'm just doing grading. Happy birthday to your dad, Lex. I hope you enjoyed your cake. So definitely been a busy week. I got a lot of stuff coming down the pipeline. Obviously next week we get the big 3-episode drop on Netflix for the next 3 episodes of Dino Fury. So those next 3 Sundays, you're going to be able to enjoy some rapid run-throughs and deeper looks for those next 3 episodes. I know next week is Power Morphicon Online somehow. Right now it's very shrouded in secrecy, so I don't know what to expect. I'm still on standby for helping out if they need it, but I flat out do not know what's going on. They are keeping an air of mystery, playing it close to the chest on that one. I'm glad I was able to help you with your physics video, Jenny. Welcome, Joel. Scott, as far as how many episodes I'm planning for the summer, I'm still aiming to get 93, 94, and 95 out. Now, because I did have that delay on 93, and I am still dealing with some issues with 94, that is likely going to be pushing things a little bit. At the absolute latest, 95 should be out by October is the plan. So that way it would still be just another 2 months until 96 comes out in December. That being said, I have done a lot of editing for 95 lately, while I was waiting on stuff for 93 and 94 to get resolved. Welcome, Vandalia. Tomorrow Owl House is coming back. That's right. I remember seeing the trailers for that. So much stuff coming out in short order. So I'm hoping that 94 will be quick to put together. Fingers crossed, knock on wood. I'm just still trying to get a hold of that old audio because the adapter that I got previously didn't work. So I'm looking at other options on that front. I also have actors already in from out of state. So hopefully next week we can start filming some scenes from the finale, which I'm very excited about, and that's going to be the big focus for this summer. Just trying to knock out all the scenes for the supporting cast as best I can. So school year may be ending, but I'm just rolling right into work. Obviously keeping busy, being the full-time parent at home with RJ. Apparently Tuca and Birdie, which I know a lot of people were fond of, is coming back to Adult Swim. Lex, you're doing a YouTube video on your favorite book. That sounds fun. And unfortunately, Vandalia, no, we won't be singing the commentary. As much fun as it would be, these are not scripted commentaries, and so I don't have a song written to comment on the episode. That being said, I will try to give you as much insight as I can into the choices that I made in putting this episode together, because it is one that I am very proud of, on a number of levels, even though I am still very self-conscious about my voice in this episode. And it happened at something of a difficult time. So I forget the exact timeline, but it was definitely not great personal life wise around that time period, and I'll cover a little bit of that as we get into it. But before we do, I realized I left it over here because I was filming. But we should always say our 3 equally non-controversial phrases. So, say it with me, chat. Number 1, Black Lives Matter. Number 2, say it with me, chat. Fascism is bad. And number 3, say it with me, chat. Superheroes are fun! And yes, MJ has successfully gotten RJ down to bed and wanted to be a part of this commentary. I know that you haven't seen them in a while. It's been some time. So I do, for once, actually have a co-host on my commentary today. I know this couch has seen better days. I think this is the first time in a while we've had actually 2 people sitting on it.
This is true.
Since we moved it in here. Actually, come to think of it, yeah, I think, because the only time I can think of, filming-wise, where there's been 2 people on it since we moved the couch into this room, was for episode 92, where both the people were me. Just popping Phantom over here. Yeah,
because I was blocking him.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. And Scott wants to know if you miss doing the live streams on the couch.
I do a little bit. I'm usually in the bedroom with the baby.
Yeah. Just timing wise, that's the way it's been.
Yeah.
All right. So I think now it's time to dive on in to the big episode 30 of Database Rangers Power Reviews. Another song and dance. Boom.
Previously on Power Review.
That is so trippy.
Transition. There it goes.
You know, put the closed caption on?
Yeah, actually, this is one of the only ones that seems to have a proper closed caption.
I did that.
Because it's the musical episode.
I spent a lot of time closed captioning random episodes, but I didn't do them in any particular order.
This is one of the few ones that's actually closed captioned properly, so you can follow along with the lyrics.
Why don't you introduce yourself, guy? It's none of your business. What was that all
It was a higher priority because of the singing, yes.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people have trouble processing lyrics.
Yeah.
Greetings, Ranger fans.
And
oh, hi guys.
And welcome to Power Review.
And Mayo is on Tumblr.
Guy isn't with us today.
It's specifically on Tumblr because that was a thing that we were doing.
No way in his schedule would there be room. But that's alright because
Mayo has a potty mouth, but he's always interrupting her.
Yes.
New co-host joining us today. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Although one time she does drop the worst test in the universe.
Here's our little background on Mayo, where we clearly are leaving out a huge chunk of her backstory that hadn't actually been developed at this point.
Also, you gave her the same history with the Power Rangers that I had.
Yes.
Haven't followed the Power Rangers since Billy left.
It felt like a good way to make things work, and Mayo was sort of designed to be sort of your personal avatar character.
Yeah, I guess everybody's character was really designed for them, except for Kay.
Yes, yeah. Every character was designed to either be a avatar of that person, or else
well, no, I didn't necessarily
or else play to their strengths.
Play their strengths as actors.
Did you? Yep.
Like Dave does a great deadpan, so you gave him a deadpan guy.
Absolutely. Are you ready to go on this?
Let's do it.
I love the enthusiasm of the characters right now.
Do it.
Yes.
26 of Power Rangers Zeo.
Another song and dance. Now we're not going to sing along to the whole thing because otherwise we would just be repeating the entire episode.
Which we did do on a live stream once.
Yes, that's true. Actually, I did that. I sung it in its entirety during the big voting rights live stream that I did for Zeo with you in the background. And
I
that
was
was
just
ridiculous.
off screen because I was not dressed to be on screen.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. We did it on that live stream.
And we impressed Mark Litton,
that
which was
was
fun. Now, each song...
Yeah, Tumblr back in its better days. I was
Yeah.
actually active on Tumblr back in its better
Yeah.
days.
Now, you see, each song was very much chosen with purpose. Obviously, the first one was a spoof on the theme, but Tommy's straight up doing the risky business dance here, so we felt like we had to do...
The risky business song.
Exactly. And I just tried to just pick what was something that I could latch onto with each scene. See if there was an appropriate song or something that was significant to us personally. There are several songs in there that we felt we had to include.
My understanding of the character of Mayo, yes, she would want to dive back in and see what she's missed.
Yeah.
Given that she's now found out that the PR universe is real.
Exactly. I'm quite proud of the La Vie Boheme spoof here from Rent. I tried to get a good spread of different musicals.
Okay, but my favorite is still going to be Morons on a Boat.
Yeah, that's another
I love
good one.
Morons on a Boat.
This was one where I think you said that I had to take care of all I had to sing the lyrical part of this while you did the refrain just because of the pacing of the lyrics on that song. Because it took us a while to figure out the arrangements. And then this one I had Mayo sing because I knew I was not going to be able to hit the notes properly. But yeah, the do, re, mi elements.
Yeah, it goes high up.
I'm a bass. I cannot hit.
Can't.
I tried. It was not working. But you clearly have a much better voice. Just like with Tommy and Tanya here, you clearly have a better...
I mixed headspace. You just heard that.
Yeah. I love Rocky's face there. And then this was one where it just felt very appropriate to the characters. Like it's the two doofuses.
Oh, golly. Dahlia's trying to make us feel old again.
No, he was 16 when this originally aired. He's saying he's older than we are.
Not our episode.
This was
that's episode. Got it.
Or yeah, the Power Ranger one, not the review.
Oh.
So he's got actually a couple years on us. So many of the songs just fit so well. Like Robot Magic is still just a great line. And I felt like also the tone of that song also just works well with the tone of the scene. And this was a must. REM's End of the World was necessary.
Les Miserables, did I mean Magic of Madoka? No, I meant Les Mis.
And this was one of the few...
I tried to watch Magic of Madoka when I was pregnant, but I got freaked out and had to stop.
Yeah. But this song was necessary because our theater group would kick off every party. Every cast party always got kicked off with End of the World as we know it.
Not only every cast party, but when we wanted people to dance at our wedding, we played it.
Yeah, this was the opening dance song for our wedding.
For the dancing part.
After the solo dance.
When it was time for everybody to dance, we put this on, and all the theater people hit the floor at once, which kind of cued everybody else that it was time to dance.
So
it's like a conditioned response with our theater group.
And I love the until next time bit too. And then this is me wearing my influences on my sleeve so hard because this entire episode is very much inspired by Brows Held High doing their Man That Fell from Earth review, where Kyle Calgren did a full musical review of The Man That Fell to Earth, and they did a magic dance song, and I'm like, oh, now I want to do dancing Zords dance, and
because there are dancing Zords.
Also, Zeo and Power of Zeo, Power of Voodoo just felt like it worked right.
Is this actually from this episode?
No, this bit is actually a flashback to the first episode because
You pulled that just to do this song, right?
yeah,
Back to the plot.
because I always like to try and do background of the season when we're covering a season, and that just worked as a really well to run through the season.
See, things like this, though, are why I had to join you for that thing, because you can't do the overlap yourself.
No.
And that's why I was like, I have to go help him.
Yeah. And then this was another one where I was looking for something to sing about Gold Zeo Ranger, and Pinball Wizard just fit
Oh my goodness,
so
I
well.
just realized why you finish with...
I'm sure I told you why I chose the songs at the time.
You must have at some point, but I forgot till just now.
This is just a rock. It's a
Gold
bop.
Zeo Ranger
Is so good with that staff.
I mean, who doesn't love Tommy? I mean, I don't love
Well,
Tommy.
not that Tommy. This is from the musical Tommy,
Yes, by the Who.
which is another good reason to include that I wasn't even thinking at the time. I'm like, oh, Tommy, yeah, it works really well.
Ew. I don't like that Tommy. I like the other Tommy. Tommy the Ranger is overrated. There, I said it.
He just wraps up the plot so quickly with no explanation. It's ridiculous. And this song was another one
Les
that...
Miserables. Got it, Lex.
Yeah. So, this one is one of the other songs that always played at the parties. This was how you knew it was time to start wrapping up. We'd all get in a big circle, arm in arm, and we'd all be swinging back and forth in the theater, singing along to Piano Man as it got to the end of the party. And so I had to do Smoothie Man, even though Ernie wasn't in this episode, just because I needed something for Piano Man.
I know that he's not in this episode.
But still, he earned his credit spot. And after all my takedowns of the
Other
Megaforce Ernie,
other Ernie.
who I only referred to by his actor's first name of Shailesh. But this, I wanted to give a little tribute to Ernie, to the original Ernie here. Class, Tommy got an A. Now, unfortunately, I couldn't squeeze in American Pie,
That would have come before this.
yeah. But Piano Man was a must. Those are the two that would always end on.
Piano Man was the last one, so it was.
Right. This
Because American Pie would often involve circular kick lines.
Right, which I would usually kick off the kick line.
I mean, it always starts at the same part of the song anyway.
True.
Really kick it off.
Well, it would normally be like the little kicks, but I was always doing like the full on like rock
Well,
kicks
that's
because
just kick over your head no matter what.
yes, I would do a kick line any opportunity. I would do a kick line just because I really
like an Egyptian.
I really liked doing high kicks.
It's just a Taekwondo background.
Yeah, and you've seen them in the fight scenes.
Also, Jenny.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Knock on wood there.
Oh.
There we go.
My hand was over here.
Yeah. It moves so fast and so smooth. I'm so pleased with the script. So, what did we think of it?
Well, there's a reason that this one's so infamous.
I can really see what you mean.
The plot is full of nonsense.
Hang on, are we still singing?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I guess we got a little carried away there.
It just kind of
It's really
it feeds into the
And we're
conclusion.
still
of the song.
slaying too.
Yeah.
Stop it.
It's just a bizarre mishmash of ideas. And you can kind of tell
This
that
was
everything
the
was built
detective
around that sort of.
era.
Yes.
The whole fishing trip idea was obviously just a really drawn out setup.
Also had that weird Home
This is
Improvement
YouTube, Chris.
callback.
They needed a convoluted
Yes.
excuse to put Adam in the red battlefield. And from the
Oh, wait,
looks of
I should be
things,
talking
they
over
saw
there.
that
This
they
is where
were
everybody
gonna
is,
Came
yes.
up with the name Another
The chat's
There's
over
too
there.
many laptops here.
Well,
Yes.
The funny thing is, the singing isn't even the worst part about this episode. I mean,
But
don't get me
I
wrong.
feel very much I'm the Tommy and you're the Tanya in this bit because
Probably
you
never
clearly have the better
actually seen it.
voice.
And Tanya's actor
and
Nikki Aberrant.
I'm always
Whatever.
She sounds like
a
she's
little
trying
bit
to
on the
have her
flat
otherwise
side
actually
here.
quite nice
Um,
voice just to match his ridiculousness.
And
I mean, look at
it's
that
what
thing.
comes from trying to put out an episode on a weekly basis. I just I didn't have
Ow!
enough time to really rehearse and get my voice to where I would have liked it to be.
Yeah, with enough rehearsal, it's not a problem with your voice. It's a problem with your practice.
Yeah, I don't tend to get cast very well when I do audition for musicals, although it's been over 10 years at this point. But I always get stronger across the course of the show because I get stronger with
rehearsing.
Yeah.
It's just some people can do the notes back just by hearing them, and some people need to practice. And
Like-
you're a practicer.
Like I would love to kind of re-record this one just to with now that I have the years of practice singing all these songs in the car.
Yes.
But obviously that's not in the cards.
Speaking of blinking, they really don't make any effort to resolve the
Oh my
battle scene that
goodness,
takes
my
up
old
almost a
glasses.
third of the episode.
Yeah, you
Those
had
broke in the show because they broke in real life.
yeah.
Overall, this
Yeah,
episode is
we had them
kind of
break in
plain
episode
crap.
80.
But if you can muddle through the duller bits and laugh off the inconsistencies, you may very well find it to be a glorious
You had to break them
one.
in that
Yeah.
episode
Full
because
of
they were
vintage
broken.
mid-90s
Exactly.
tunes.
And
that's why we were able to show actual broken glasses on screen.
Yeah.
Because they actually broke by accident.
Yes.
Totally
And
by accident. I was just taking them off and they shattered.
Yeah, it had one
Sorry, but I'm gonna have to
little
pass.
wire underneath
Yeah,
this
I mean,
now.
this is really fun and all, but I have this great big LARP event going on all next week, so I won't be around.
I
And
actually
Don't
LARP.
worry, though.
That's
I'm
another
meeting
thing
up
you
with John
stole
right
from
after
me and
this,
put in
I'll
the
see if I
character.
can
Yeah.
convince him to give you another shot.
but it worked really well later when we did
That the Minecraft too.
when we did the Mystic Force review because it played well into your LARP
Yes.
into your
Yes.
character's LARP background.
I've been
Oh.
meaning to ask you out, but now Dave's back.
No. I was. It's DB was going to ask whether you and Guy were dating.
Until then, farewell,
Power Ranger fans, and let the power
protect you.
And this time, and there's that little extra smile from DB at the very
Because
end.
I got it right this time.
Exactly. Oh, and I just had so much extra stuff to toss into the credits. I just tossed in a little bit of
We
extra
had to
Piano
credit
Man
all
in
the
there.
music.
There was so much in this one, and
Oh.
that's why this one is
Oh.
was. Whoop, didn't mean to start replaying it, and that's why I was saying before. This one was a bit of a rough one at the time. Was
That's right.
that
my
was
dad
the week that my
died.
grandfather had died, and so that's why that one wasn't wasn't released on the time I meant to release it. Like I said at the top, it was during a rough time,
Yeah.
and it was also right around the same time that we lost Trixie too. It was like
The
within
cat
a
that you saw once in that one.
yeah with the cone around her neck.
He had cancer.
Yeah. And yeah, she passed away. I want to say within like a week or so. So it was just like one hit after another. Because I think I was up all night editing. When she passed away.
Yeah.
And
And I was actually sleeping over at a friend's house.
oh, were you?
Yeah.
I forgot about that. But yeah, it was like 3 a.m. or something. And I realized
And we had
that
actually
I hadn't seen her in a bit.
we had been planning to take her to the veterinarian the next day.
And then my grandfather had been
Probably.
on the decline for quite some time. He was
It wasn't like if we got her there, she would have been okay. By the way, I meant like we were planning to take her for her final trip to the veterinarian the next day.
So it made bringing this episode together that much more difficult. And it's and considering it is dedicated to my grandfather at the end.
Do people still do sleepovers as adults?
Yeah, sometimes.
Particularly in their 20s, they do.
But that is one of the other reasons I wish that my voice was a little bit better, so that I was delivering a little bit of a stronger performance in the episode that it has the dedication to my grandfather at the end.
I'm not sure if guys do it. I mean, I think it's kind of a thing
you just
where,
kind of you just kind of crash
plan
there.
to have I was gonna say you
Yeah.
don't plan to have a sleepover and make popcorn and do sleepover things. It's just you stay up until 4:00 in the morning watching Netflix and then go, screw it, I'm gonna sleep here.
Yes.
Mind if I crash on your couch? Cool.
Happy birthday to your dad, Jenny Vandalia. Sorry to
Does our baby
hear about
have
your
a
aunt.
favorite stuffed ranger yet? We don't have any stuffed rangers.
I know
actually,
you must
we
be
don't
disappointed
really
in
have
us.
many. The baby is still under 6 months old. So basically everything stuffed they have is like this big because
And
like
chewable.
the actual they're like rattly toys that hang on things because actual stuffed animals are dangerous to them until they're a year old.
Yeah, those are
just like pillows. They can't have anything they could smother themselves with.
Exactly. But yeah, this episode was one that I wanted to do something special for the 30th episode. I'd been inspired for a while to do a musical episode at some point down the line.
And this is a musical episode already.
Yeah, so
like
it seemed like it was a good fit. Especially when I was also trying to think, okay, what am I going to slot in because there's not more Megaforce episodes like I thought there were going to be.
Right.
So this was going to be one I was going to do eventually.
By a hiatus out of the place where you would normally expect.
Yeah, because I was expecting it at the 13 episode mark, not the 9 episode mark. So I had to quickly figure out, okay, what are these next 4 episodes going to be? And I tried to pick ones that would be appropriate to the characters. And timing-wise, it worked out really well that the male one was the 30th episode. And obviously, I would want you to be in on the musical episode because you have a better voice than I do. Or at the very least...
considerably more experience at singing.
Yes.
But that's because I've been singing since I was like...
Yeah, you've...
really little.
You've got a better ear in general.
You didn't really do music until you were a late teens adult, so...
Yeah. Well,
it doesn't come naturally.
Well, I've also always been pretty self-conscious about it. Obviously, I've made mention of it several times already. And part of that is because I do come from a very musical family. My dad has been playing in bands my entire life. Yeah.
And your brother teaches guitar.
My brother is a guitar teacher. He's got his own music career. My brother is a professional musician.
His band's a band. They're kind of what genre would you even call them?
It's very experimental.
Very experimental. It's really cool though.
And even my mom was was part of a family act when she was growing up.
That's right. Singing something like that, yeah.
So I knew the harshest critique I was going to be getting out of this episode was going to be from my own family. Although the one bit that they that my dad did give me kudos on was the end of Angel Grove as we know it. That was the one bit that.
Until next time. No. Just getting
just that song. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was considered the strongest song.
Build-A-Bear. I have a Build-A-Frog from Build-A-Bear that I made back
as ideas for stuffed rangers.
No, it's just Lex went to Build-A-Bear.
I missed. Okay.
And Jenny loves musical videos, and Vandala wants to catch more of these, but their work schedule has changed.
And my great-great-grandfather was a vaudeville star, as my father has popped into the chat to tell us, to remind us all. That's right. That was the first...
They're all very musical people. Poor Jake doesn't have to get back into this.
I've gotten better. I've gotten better over time.
We're fine.
I do like to think that I do have a nice voice that is just undertrained.
Exactly.
Largely due to self-consciousness. I've definitely gotten better over the years. And to the point where it's funny.
By the time we hit stage, you had all the right notes in Titanic.
This is true, and I was one of the few people who not only didn't get a mic, but also did not need one. So
Me too.
We were like the only two people who didn't have mic issues because we could be heard regardless over the massive orchestra.
I love the part where, who was in the thing going, everyone's mic but so-and-so's is out. I forget which one of us it was, but it was like, they're not mic'd.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. My bubby was an opera singer, you know, my mom's family. So it was just so much of that, of both sides of my family, very musical. And I am, despite having, you know, obviously done a musical review of Power Rangers here, am the least musical member of my family. To a large extent. But it is actually funny now that this episode was inspired by the Brows Held High review of Man That Fell to Earth, as I mentioned earlier. And now, years later, I actually, like, am kind of friends with Kyle Calgren because I'm part of his online theater group.
Which is cool.
And I take part in their cabarets, and I've actually auditioned for one.
Jenny, yeah, I had the same experience. I started singing, like, my aunt started teaching me when I was, like, 3 or 4 to sing Castle on a Cloud just to entertain adults.
Right.
And I sang all the way up through high school, and I had to drop out of choir because I needed the space in my schedule. Same.
Well, I stopped doing chorus, like back in, like, middle school.
Yeah, you stopped as soon as they left you, basically, right?
Well, I wanted to do the school newspaper instead because I was a cartoonist.
Right,
and so that was what
the elephant.
Well, this was even before that. Middle school, I did a wacky superhero called Whackman.
It was high school you drew the elephant.
Yes. The
name of which I'm deliberately.
And unfortunately, this was back in 6th grade that I stopped doing chorus. Before my voice had changed. So whatever I learned back then was useless to me after that point.
Besides, in regular chorus, you don't really get that much feedback because there's like 100 kids in that room. So you could be singing the totally wrong notes and no one would notice.
I did get a little solo bit in, like, one of the elementary school.
You were roaring!
Because we were singing about dinosaurs, and I could do a very good Tyrannosaurus roar as a small child. I got to stand up in front of the chorus and go, roar! I'm not going to try and do that right now. We have a sleeping child.
I hope they're still sleeping.
Well, that was fun.
That I wouldn't notice if they were awake at this point, unless they get upset.
Yeah, exactly. I'm usually when they wake up, we would know.
When I left the room.
Yes. But yeah, even a few weeks ago, I auditioned for Worlds Elsewhere's Summer Cabaret. So. And if I get in, I'll be singing a song that I wrote as another parody spoof.
And you actually wrote a spoof song for their last cabaret that you did not sing. But
yes, I had somebody else
sang it.
But I did sing along with their Newsies. With their Newsies, Seize the Day.
Turned out to be the only guy who actually.
Which made me feel so awkward. But yeah, hopefully.
Well, the last cabaret, Lex, I don't know if that's up because I think
Winter Cabaret is up.
It is now? Okay.
Yeah, that's up. You're thinking of the gala.
I'm thinking of the gala.
That was something else.
Okay. No, the gala you did the reading.
I sang. No, I did the
reading.
I did Newsies for. Okay, Newsies isn't available because that was from the gala.
Newsies is from the gala.
I did the reading for the Winter Cabaret from the Neil Gaiman
Nicholas
poem.
was.
But I also sang along for Let It Snow.
Yes.
That was what I sang along for there.
Because they did Let It Snow as like a finale.
Yes.
So they intercut all the different acts.
Yes.
That was cool. I keep talking to that. Camera's over
here. Yeah, I know. The chat's down there. The camera's over here. It's really just. I know it gets disorienting.
You need Dino Roar.
Dino Roar.
No, he'll wake the baby.
No, I'm not going to do that right now. Also, I am very tired right now, and my voice is actually a little sore. Because
and you can't blame the baby for this one because the baby has been sleeping.
No, I was just working on stuff for my last video posting for my students, which involved a alien lizard thing. Communicating with them, so I had to.
You know how he does all that CG for the show.
Yeah, so I was lip syncing and
the Zord
and CG alien lizard
and like the red backgrounds and like this place and Yeah, so he does CG like that for his students too.
Yes. I try to give them a good experience this year.
Oh. Taylor met his nephew.
Oh, good for you! Congratulations. Whew. But yeah, this is a fun one. So many of the songs had.
RJ actually met uncle and aunt the other week.
Yes.
My brother and sister-in-law.
Yeah, exactly. That was RJ's first time meeting them the other week.
Because they're finally both vaccinated.
Because now, yeah, a lot of people are new people who came out who came out into existence this past year are meeting other people for the first time at this point because of the vaccinations. So children are meeting distant
RJ,
relatives that they otherwise would have met very early.
Of COVID babies are finally getting to meet their family members thanks to the vaccine. Yay, vaccine!
Yes. But I think we might be about wrapping up on time for this week. Obviously, there was a lot to talk about.
It was a fun episode. That's why I wanted to make sure I got. Now, I wanted to be here at the beginning of the video, but someone would not go to sleep.
Yes. But yeah, we met through theater.
Yep.
And started dating while in a musical together.
Yes.
Titanic the musical.
Titanic. That's why I brought up Titanic the musical. I played the bellboy.
Yeah.
Jake had more than one role. Jake had
I was like 4 different
roles.
people.
Yeah, combined.
The big one was the stevedore, so I got to yell out all the various
2,100 pounds of oranges, Titanic.
1 Rolls-Royce motor car, Titanic. All that business. Even though I was like up on top.
I thought it was a Renault Town motor car.
Maybe I don't remember any of my lines from Titanic.
Not even.
I remember
this one.
I remember. I'm like, my name is Jay Yates. That whole business.
Yes, my name is Jay Yates.
I did like a Clark Kent because I needed some way to differentiate my characters. Because not only was I like a bunch of different characters, but one of the characters that I was actually had a secret identity as another. So I was like 5 people in that show.
The famous card shop.
You remember that show much better than I do. I do not remember that show well at all anymore, other than...
You saw Titanic on Broadway, Sean?
Oh, wow.
Okay, so you know that really annoying bellboy that runs around screaming? That's the role I played.
Yes.
Do you think Mayo would still want to catch up on Power Rangers after everything that happens? I answered that earlier. I said yes.
Well, especially considering, like,
that Mayo knows this is real.
Like, when you look at the last time we saw Mayo was doing a review without DB around. So Mayo's totally on board for this stuff.
Morning, Captain.
Mayo's, keeps jumping in on... Even, we saw in episode 24 was the first time Mayo jumped in on a review.
Crew. Great. Now I've got the Titanic the musical opener song stuck in my head. Lift up the ramp and go the sails, pick up the colors and designs.
I have not listened to that soundtrack in so...
That
was a rough show. That was a rough show. I blanked out so much of that show after it was done. Because the director...
I love how they waited until... See, one thing I did for that theater company a lot of the times was scenic painting.
Yeah.
And the people who were in charge of that set decided to wait until, like, the week before the show was open. They're like, it's seeming a little dull. Maybe we should get MJ to paint some stuff. And I was just like...
Oh, right.
No.
Yeah.
I couldn't. Because it was my senior year, and I was in the middle of
white.
It was so white because... If they had asked me earlier, I would have found the time to do it. But they asked me the last week before the show went up, and I had to finish my thesis project.
That set was a beast because you had an 8-foot by 32-foot platform that tilted on a hydraulic lift.
A hydraulic lift that specifically said, "Do not activate lift with humans on top of it." And what did we do?
I think we did we move it while people were on it? Or
yes.
I thought we had people clear it and then move it in between scenes.
We did that for most scenes, but...
Oh, for the very last bit we did the extra
Andrew's vision.
I can remember.
It went up at the end of Andrew's vision.
That's right.
With people on it.
Yeah, we were on there too. We were tumbling down that thing.
Oh yeah, and I had to nail my tumbles because I was dressed in red.
Yes.
Like everybody else was in normal colored clothing, like navy blues and browns and
I think I may have even tumbled down it more than once because I was just like multiple people, so I just
that's what we
would
did.
Tumble down and then run around and then tumble back down again.
No, we didn't run around. We crawled up.
Oh, right. We were doing it on.
Down,
okay, that's right.
And you clawed up in front.
And then you
tumbled down.
That was it.
Back.
That's
there was a
right.
lane, and we were just circling the whole time that Mark was singing. And I had to wait most people were going around constantly, but I had to wait periodically because, again, I was wearing bright red.
Yes.
But when I did the tumble, I couldn't hesitate or anything like that because people would see the red.
Yeah, because you were the bellhop.
Because of the ridiculous red outfit. You know, if you see the Broadway show, the bellhop does not wear a ridiculous red bellhop outfit.
No?
No.
Huh. Just like a standard...
They have, like, brown... pants and suspenders and a white shirt.
Oh, okay.
It's a lot more like 1920s newspaper boy than
the traditional hotel bellhop.
Yeah, the hotel bellhop costume was actually anachronistic.
Yeah, you were really kind of channeling Tim Roth in 4 Rooms, I think.
Or the singing telegram from Clue.
Yes, mostly the singing telegram from Clue.
I was channeling.
You even had like the same haircut.
The singing telegram, boom!
You even had like the same haircut, I want to say, as
the singing telegram from Clue. Yes.
Back when your hair was shorter before the whole.
Yes, this is my COVID hair.
Yes.
I have a whole
little bun. It's been my hair is getting really long right now. I don't know what to do about it.
I mean, that happens periodically.
Yeah, but it's getting to quite close to the longest it's been. I think it might actually be the longest it's ever been. Whoop,
whoop, whoop, whoop, whoop.
Phantom. Sorry.
Phantom's leaving and I'm making Zoidberg noises.
Whoop, 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 whoop. Another thing, let's not forget that Phantom's getting his own comic at the end of this month. June is such a busy month.
VDLC Plus.
I'm not quite sure what that is.
I feel like I've heard of that, but I don't know what it is.
But yeah,
I feel like I heard of that on one of my Discord servers.
I'm like so nervous to finish some of my scripts just because of the Phantom Ranger comic coming out later this month.
Potentially contradict.
I want to see what they're doing for their lore. Oh my goodness, what are you doing with the lore?
Oh! It's Doki Doki Literature Club Plus.
Oh, okay. Oh,
that's gonna be interesting.
That game, right? I remember. I haven't played it, but I've seen the playthrough.
I haven't played it either.
Yeah, I'm gonna be swamped.
June is really. I am still like over the whole Minecraft Caves and Cliffs update thing.
Also, one little thing I do want to say is that, Phantom's coming out with his own comic this year. Dr. K appeared on Power Rangers for the first time in 10 years last year. We were doing Dr. K and Phantom Ranger returning to the Power Rangers universe long before this. These characters had been gone. There had not been a single reference to the Phantom Ranger.
We thought we were safe to borrow these characters.
Outside of a Build-A-Figure that had nothing to do with the character in 2004.
The Sengoku driver's coming. Cool.
Yeah, that's from Kamen Rider God. But yeah. So I'm just saying it was like a good 16 years between Phantom Rangers. Well, maybe not exact. 15 years between the Phantom Ranger's last appearance on the show and me appearing as the Phantom Ranger in Power Reviews. And now we got Phantom Ranger appearing in the video game, in board game, in the comics. He's likely getting his own Lightning figure soon. He appeared in that one Street Fighter video that was for YouTube. It was a crossover event thing. And Dr. K appearing in the comics, etc., appeared in that one mobile game. And I'm just saying. I think we're the ones who brought those characters back.
Okay.
I'm just saying. I think we brought those. Nobody was doing anything with those characters until we brought them back. We kept them in the zeitgeist. We brought them back into the zeitgeist.
Okay.
We zeitgeisted all over the place with that.
Oh, so zeity. All the geist.
So zeity, all the geist. All right. Now.
But no, Caves and Cliffs just dropped. That's my video game thing, Lex. Because
that is the plan, Vandalia. That the 100th episode will be on the 10th anniversary of Power Reviews. That is what we are counting down to. This is 30 weeks in. We've got 70 weeks left to go.
And cross fingers, knock wood, it will not only be the 10th anniversary, but also the last episode.
Yes, the 100th episode will be the last episode. There's not really a knock on wood about that one. I don't intend to continue.
No, the knocking on wood is that the 100th episode gets to actually be at the 10th anniversary along with all of this.
Right. But yeah, we're chugging along through. We're almost a third of the way through the series now on these reviews. So I gotta start pumping out those episodes again. I have 4 more to release this year, 4, and the final 4 for next year. I've got a lot of filming to do this summer, and it's also getting pretty late. So I know I said like 10 minutes ago we were gonna wrap up, and then we got off on a tangent.
This is what happens when I'm around because I pay so much attention to the chat. I keep bringing us on tangents.
Yes. So I try to get. All right. So yeah, I look forward to seeing what happens with Power Morphicon Online next week. I'll let you guys know if any new information comes my way. But before we head out, let's have our remaining 3 equally non-controversial phrases. So, number 1, say it with me, chat. Love is love. Number 2, say it with us, chat. Trans rights are human rights. And number 3, say it with us, chat. Robots are cool.
One of these is more subjective than the other 2.
This is very true.
It's the last one.
It is very true.
The other 2 are non-negotiable.
This is very true.
Robots are not always cool.
They're not always cool, but they're cool in
Sometimes
concept.
they're rip-off.
Sometimes they're Robo-Knights. Alright. So thank you all again for joining us. And until next time, farewell, Ranger fans, and let the power protect you.
What?
I was also trying not to block your face there.
I said the power be with you.
Good to have you back, hon. Love you.